Hey Cheryln, it's Heather. I thought I would take a minute to respond to your discussion board. I enjoyed reading it. I think you and I had a lot of some of the same things kind of just to say. I think kind of these questions that we got this week were very straightforward of, what are you looking at when screening data and what are you looking at as far as the assumptions? I think you did a really good job going in a little bit more in depth as to kind of what each of those assumptions means and each of the ways to screen data looks. I think it's really important to start out, like you said, just, okay, you've got to screen for accuracy because, like you said, if erroneous data are used, the conclusions one might draw would not have value for the field of study, meaning the conclusion that data are significant based on inaccurate input would be misleading. I mean, ultimately, if we don't screen it, if we just put it on SPSS and go ahead and start, doing all the statistical and graphical kind of analysis that we're talking about, everything can be skewed. Everything can just be ultimately misinterpreted. One of the things I said on my discussion board was you're looking at possibly seeing a significance when there's actually not one. And so starting out by just looking at, the basic four things, making sure the accuracy of the data, ultimately that's just double checking that you typed it in SPSS correctly. You've also got the missing data, the outliers, and just making sure the assumptions fit. I really like how the textbook goes into, okay, run a frequency distribution, do a box plot, do the other kind of graphical kind of stuff that you can do. I really like that for each of, just the ways to screen data, they're already telling you, hey, just start out by running descriptive statistics. And I think that's important to tell us, okay, this is how you're going to find these things. I really love that SPSS 2 is just like, hey, here's your missing data, or here's your outliers too. I like how they do the box plot too. Reading, the next chapter, reading this one and the next chapter, it goes into more detail about the box plot. And I really like the video that Professor Hoover put up too. If you haven't watched it yet, it's really good. Like, cause it gives you on the box plot, like, hey, here's the ones you need to look at. I have been kind of taking this 1 week at a time, and I really like how this textbook, I like that he put it last because I'm getting a lot out of it, and it's review, but it's also learning new stuff. The assumptions that you put, I think they're very straightforward, like what normality is, what linearity, and what the homoscedasticity looks like. I think you did a really good job and just summed it up again with, here's some more tests that you can run. Levine's test is going to tell you that homogeneity of variance. So I'm very thankful for all these tests that we can run to really just kind of double check ourselves. And then therefore, if you screen the data, then you can go ahead and do the analysis and see, what your research study says. I hope that you're having a good week. I'll see you in class. Thanks.